Hello, my name is Zachary Taylor, and I was tasked with creating a new mechanic for this tile-based game. The mechanic I chose to create was the fire card. Basically, the player can throw around this fire card in any direction that they see fit, and only when the fire card actually hits an activatable, such as this brazier in front of us, it will actually do something effective. So let's check it out. So we throw the fire card, it activates the brazier, and now we can go through onto our wind tile. There are a few edge cases with this mechanic, however, with making the tile actually go to where I want it to. The card go to where I want it to. So right now the player can go through walls. Something I still need to work out, but overall it shouldn't affect the overall gameplay because the player can still die from falling pits. That's the only edge case I can tell of so far, and once I get that worked out, it should be golden. So yeah, let's see how it works. All right, now that we're in the editor, let's take a look at what's actually happening behind the scenes. So firstly, we have our BP entity brazier, which by the way was inspired from Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I thought the brazier lighting mechanic was very interesting, so I wanted to incorporate that into my own game. But as you can see, we have activatables as an array. This is very generic because I didn't want it just to be tiles. I want anything to be able to happen, and tiles were just the best example I could give right now. So right now, we have this linked to these two tiles so that whenever this is activated, then we just convert these into floors. Secondly, you'll notice BP card base, which is all the way up here. It's just a card manager that tells us, hey, let's spawn a card. All right, let's go and see and how it works. All right, now that we are in our blueprint here, let's just go in order from the logical side. So firstly, when the player throws a card, this is just bound to F by default, we're going to call card throw, which then activates our BP card base. We basically bind this event onto spawn card, which then spawns the card at the player's location and rotation, which both matters because we want the card to always be straight, and we're going to spawn it on our current tile. Now, after this is called, we need to go and see how our card actually works. So let's go to BP card base. And let's just see. So right now we have, let's go to the event graph first. So right now we have this on a timer by function. So every 0.2 seconds, we are going to be moving based on our direction. And let's just see what that entails. So, okay. Depending on where we're looking at, basically, is what these nodes are for. We are going to move in that direction. So here, for instance, if our rotation is 90 degrees on the z-axis, then we're going to be looking to our right, so we need to move the tile right. And then we're going to move to the next tile. And by moving to the next tile, we're just going to see, did we hit a wall? Yes, let's be destroyed. No, okay, let's set that tile as our destination tile, let's move to it, and then let's trigger any activatables. For this specific blueprint, this is just empty. It has nothing in it. This is simply for the child blueprints to override, such as BP card fire. And that's just the same for everything right here. It's just doing effectively the same thing, with the only difference being the direction change. Next, let's go into our fire card, being a bit more specific here. So we see our search for triggerable, nothing else in the event graph. We're just doing everything that our parent does already. And we're just going to see if we implement the BPI for flammable. If the current entity on the tile implements flammable. If it does, it's going to ignite it. It's just a BPI, sends it out to whatever our current tile is, which in this case would be our brazier. Once event ignite begins, we are going to set the material to showcase to the player that we have been ignited. Then we are going to get our array of activatables, and we're just going to have the BPI activate, go off and go sent to it, which is where we get to our BP tile pit. On event active, it's going to change our floor type to tile floor, and we're going to replace the entity. So seeing this flow of logic, it's very clear when the player presses F and our card is moving, whenever we hit anything that is activatable, in this case our brazier specifically, our brazier is going to then activate the tiles, and therefore we get to win the level. Thank you very much.